Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our continued playthrough of Etherfields, where we are into the second part of this episode series. This will be an ongoing series where we take quite a bit of this campaign and go through the story using two characters, the Free Spirit and the Specialist. And perhaps we will change them out later. Anyway, in the first episode we got started and we happened to uncovered the what we needed to do for one of three altars that are going to help us open a large massive gate before trouble arrives. At least I hope it's before trouble arrives. In one of them, we are halfway there. We got to add 3 more progress to this one to get another token and solve that. And then we also have to tackle this one here, which is going to be a little tougher for these characters because neither of them seem to be as steeped in the more violent wrath aspect that we have to deal with here. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to dive into the game. If you watched the first episode or you want to catch up and you haven't watched the first episode, please do so. This is an ongoing series, so the first in the series was an unboxing, followed by the first episode where we got started, kicked off the campaign. I explained a little bit of the rules, but not too heavily. And then in this one, we're going to continue forward. I do want to say again, though, that this is spoiler filled, massive spoilers. In fact, I'm showing you spoilers, just showing you this board. So if you're not interested in seeing the story unfold, then please stop watching immediately. We don't want to spoil anything for you if that's what you're after. However, I'm going to be playing it through. If this is something that you want to see all the way through, please stay tuned and we're going to get right to it right now. So let's continue with our Free Spirit and our Specialist as they try to remember who they are, uncover the dream, and find out where they're at and why. And also find out what they're telling them to hurry, hurry, because there's something wicked. It says, hurry, hurry, something wicked this way comes. Nothing's come yet. I'm nervous, though. Something's coming. It's going to happen eventually. I wonder how long we have. Let's get started. Okay, well, our Specialist is going to get us started first, and he is right here. And if you don't recall, here's his miniature. He's quite the keen fellow. And you'll get to see his board in a little bit as well. But we're going to get started with him. He's going to go first. He's got the wonderful first player token, which kind of gives you a little bit of spoiler in and of itself with the beautiful images that are on the token. But we're going to leave right there. So he's going to be the first player. Not that it matters too much in this game. It's very fluid as far as the turn order goes. As long as you're following the rules, you're okay. You don't have to be that strict with who goes when. You can take an action, I can take an action, so on and so forth as the game goes on. Now there is a couple of cool things that he did get, but we're not going to use them. Like he got this pocket ladder. This thing is super, super cool. So is this mechanical shotgun, but this pocket ladder allows him to go into a whole nother space. It's pretty amazing. But we're not going to use it for that. What we need to do is we need to get 3 more of these progress tokens up, and we do have them right here. Now this is going to be cunning, so that's awareness, cunning, and wrath. So the second one is cunning. So we get 1 from this. Now if you recall, we get to use these, or we can use the other abilities. Now this card, so many possibilities, just has these. You can use one of these symbols. It says or. So we have 2 right here, and we just need 1 more. And I have this one, this called Shining. It does have a cool special ability on it, but that's not what we're going to use it for, because I could go down here and get a crystal. However, we're going to use it for 3 of these so we can finish this and get the other progress token on it. So let's do that, and that is going to allow us to complete it. Now, we already read the storyline, so we don't have to do anything with it right now other than place this token, which will finish what we need to do. And then that means we completed that. I need 1 more thing here. Let me see if I can find one quickly. There's 1. Okay, I need a token. We have blocked that off, and we have completed it. So we're going to go right like that. Now, that's not the end of his turn. I think what we're going to do next is, with him, is we're going to pause for a moment. So we're going to discard these. He's still got 2 cards left to deal with, and then we're going to take the turn of the Free Spirit now. So here are the cards for the Free Spirit that we have. We have this Rolled Shaper, which has actually got a really cool ability on it. We're not going to use it though. We got this one. I'm going to keep this in our hands, so we're going to put that aside. I do not want to use that. We also have the Secret Door, which says I can place a spirit token on there, but I don't know that I'm ready to do this either. I think we're going to keep it as is. Remember, this is what grants us movement. As you can see here, we can use that to move, or we can use our timekeeping device. Well, I already used an hour from that, so I don't want to use it again. So we're not going to do a whole heck of a lot with the free spirit, but we are going to do something. So the free spirit is we're going to use this to move here. She's going to move 1, 2 down to here, and then we're going to use this one to get a crystal. I'm just going to do it now. I'm not going to keep going back and forth to do that. That's silly. So that will allow us to use this ability here, spend 1 cunning or 1 awareness to gain 1 crystal. This will allow us to reroll. Then we're going to keep the World Shaper and the Pathfinder cards. So that is going to be her action this turn. We really don't have anything that we can do with the specialist now he's completed that task. I don't even see a point. We can't move him. We don't have anything to move him with except for the hour timekeeping device, which we don't want to use. So I think we're going to call it. We're going to keep these 2 cards. And we're going to call it an end. Now I don't know if we're moving fast enough or slow enough or whatever, but that's what we're going to do. We did get it. I mean, we got some things accomplished there. We're going to head for this and start to see if we can get that worked out. Now, once again, if we had an entity on the board, we would be doing something with the entity, but we don't, thank God. I have a feeling, though, we'll expect something to come along soon based on what that card says to us in the landscape we're in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our next turn card. Now, remember, we're not going to use any of the effects on this. It doesn't do anything. In this loot thing, if we were directed to loot, we'd get that. But we don't get anything off this now. This is just the basic part of the game. We just lose another turn. So now we've done that. Now we're going to go back to another turn. We're going to draw some cards for the free spirit. Here we are. So we're going to we have 2 cards, so 4 more will give us 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's hope we get something that's going to help us open that big gate. We do not. She is not getting things that can help us here. I don't know. This is kind of infuriating, I think. Well, we can get 1 red one there, 2, 3. We got 3 total. That is not enough. I wonder if there's anything we can do. So this one here is a progress card. It says whenever you seal any card, you may place 1 spirit token on your dreamer board. Oh, we have to get this out. So, man, I really want to get the Pathfinder out, too. We've got the resources to do this. We also have Hurry, Hurry. Seal this card to discard any active item to restore 1 chosen item. We don't have any items. So that kind of left us in a place. Let's get the cards for the specialist now. Okay, again, we have 2 cards there, so we're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 more of his cards. Now remember, there's also another kind of a timer in the sense that if we have to ever reshuffle our deck, we take stress, which is damage. And man, again, nothing here that will... Well, wait a second. We can steal this card to gain 3. We can take an effort... Oh, we can do this, but it's going to hurt us. We'll take a look at this. So he can actually get that gate open, I think, or get that last thing done. We have this thoughtful moment to seal this card to block any 1 step on the current turn card. I'm not worried about that. Hesitation. We can just seal this card to gain these. So here's what we could do. We could seal this hesitation card to gain 3 wrath, and then we could do one of these for 1 stress to gain 3 wrath, and we can play both of these instantly. Let's hold on to. I think that's going to have to be our avenue to be able to take out that padlocked pedestal or thing that we're trying to open. I don't, before we can open the door. I imagine we have to do this before we open the door. But I'm going to move the first player token back to the free spirit for this round. I want to see what we can do with her before I have to make that call, because those stress tokens lead to our doom. So I don't know how much I want to do that, but we may have to. We may not have a choice. So let's go over and take the turns of the free spirit. Actually, I don't think we're going to leave her board for the moment, because we got a bunch of things to do. I did keep this, so we need to get 4 to put this in progress. I actually have that right here, and I can keep the Pathfinder. It says whenever you seal any cards, you may place 1 spirit on your dreamer board for each selected card. These spirit tokens help us fuel things. For example, right here on the back it says discard this card and spend any number of spirits tokens to gain these things. But we don't have any spirit tokens on our board yet, so we can do that. We can also get this Pathfinder ability, which I think is super cool. I'm kind of leaning toward this one first. So if we spend these 2, so here's how these progress cards work. So it says place this card for 4. So we need to spend 4 cunning to be able to place this card. Well, this these two hurry cards will give us a total of 4 cunning that will allow us to place that card, and I think that's what we're going to do. Then we'll hold on to that and play that one later. I think that's what we'll do. So we're going to take those two, we're going to put them right there, and then of course I need some movement. I got movement. We're okay. And then we'll place this now. This is now a progress card underneath her ability. So if I have to seal a card, which I will do, have to do at some point, we will be able to get these tokens on our board, which is nice. I'm just going to put them where they're out of the way so we don't make a mistake. But yeah, that's where we're at with her. So that was her actions, her card actions. So let's take a look at the specialist and see if he can get over there first and then take his action. So let's see. We need, there's a movement for us, and there's a movement. So we got movement. We can get over there and do this. Let's go over to the side. I think we're going to have to do these two things. We're going to have to seal this hesitation card and gain and take an effort to do this. But let's go over there and make the move first. This game is so full of tactical decisions. I love it. So there is a character called the Reaver, I think, or Reaper rather, who has more of the Wrath cards and Wrath abilities in his deck, his or her deck. And the cool thing about that is that it makes you wonder, well, without that character, can you get through obstacles like this? You can. It just requires different types of decisions, right? So I think what we're going to do is I need some movement. So we can't play that one for movement. We're going to need it. I can play this one for movement and maybe this one. I don't know which is better. I think sealing this card here is probably better than taking damage. So we can use these two because we're going to have to move 2. We use these 2 for movement, so we'll do that. Thoughtful Moment. It does have an ability, but we're not going to do that. And this one, we're going to use the effort to move, or this effort card to move, not this ability because we have 2 of those. So we're going to spend 2 of those to move twice. We're going to go 1 to 2. Now we're in the space, and we're going to read, it says, check the red altar. So we're going to read 234 in the book and see what that tells us about the red altar. Now keep in mind, I could have done that from 1 away, but I think if we do that, then we can probably get through that gate right there. So I think it's okay to leave him there. I think that's the right thing to do. It says, if you're here, it means that you tried assault, a rather violent solution to problems. Remember that the assault action and the contact action can be used from a distance. The basic range of this action is stated on your basic action card. So we know it's 1 right now. And it is 1. But many cards may increase it. Don't forget that the effect of your action placed 1 clear token on the Dream Gate tile. Okay, I guess this is the Dream Gate. Oh, I don't know where the Dream Gate is. And don't forget to block this action with a block token 2, as there is an icon there. There certainly is. It means that the situation is 1 use only. Okay, so that's all we have to do for that. We're going to attempt this. We're not going to attempt it. We're going to succeed at it. So we use these 2 cards to move. We're using quite a few cards for this turn. And then we're going to use this one for this ability. Okay, so we're going to take a stress. That is one of these fine tokens. We're going to put it on him. I'll go put it on his character sheet in a minute when we move over there. And then we are going to seal this card here, which I'll go take over there to get 3 more stress. That means that we get to close off that red altar. We broke it open with a violent action. We probably hammered it away with some kind of tool or device or something and crammed it open. It's now broken. We used violence to open it. I don't know what kind of effect that has on the game or us, but it probably has something. So we're going to take this red token, we're going to put it there. We're going to take a clear gem, put it there. And as you can see, we have completed our work. Now, I don't have any movement or anything like that, so I think we're just going to go take care of what we did with these cards here. We're going to get to keep these cards. Now, there is a 0 action that says try to open the door. I think I'm going to wait until next turn to see what cards we have before I do that. And maybe I can move, because I have a feeling that when we go through that door, something bad's going to happen, and I want to be prepared for it. So let's go deal with the specialist's cards. Okay, well, as you can see, we have taken a stress there, 1 of 8 that we can take before we die, and I don't know how to heal that, so this could be bad. I don't know. We have then sealed this card, so I'm going to turn it down right here to let us know it's been sealed. Then these 3 will go into the discard pile, leaving us with these 2 cards. Now, the I could spend the Pathfinder card to move, and maybe that's what we do, and then we take the 0 action. Let's go back and do that. Because I want to conserve some time, but I want to make sure we're prepared. I think I know. I think I saw part of this. I think I know what I want to do here, and I think I'm going to do it just because I think it'll be more interesting to do it this way. So let's go back to the this free spirit and take another turn with her. I mean, I hate giving up this Pathfinder card, but we'll get it back when we shuffle our deck, right? We'll get that ability back. Although this is a really cool ability of hers to move. But anyway, we're going to use it for this. We're going to spend 2. Because I don't know when the next time I'm going to have another 4. We did get 1 really good progress card out for her. I'm going to move her up to here. So we're adjacent to each other. I know there's a wall there, but I think something happens when I open the door and it gives us a way in or something like that. Not 100% sure, but that is going to mean we're going to discard this card and we're both there. And then he's going to take this action. So I'm going to put those aside for the moment. And that is going to make us read 823. We're going to try and open the door. It's going to be entry 823. Okay, here we are. We're here with the specialist. He is taking this 0 cost action. It's going to be 823. It says check how many of the clear tokens are on the dream gates. If there are 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, there are. Discard them, reveal tile Z, and resolve entry 173. So we're going to discard these. These go back. We're going to reveal tile Z. Let's take a look at the tiles we have for this scenario that it told us to get. We're looking for Z. Here's Z right here. So we're going to look at that and see what that is. Let me pull back out for a minute. What do we have? Okay, so we have another tile. Now let's talk about this one. There's a lot going on. There's like some crazy hallways. It says open door. There's another thing here that says open or close the door for 1. That might be useful. Because it only costs 1. It says enter the secret tunnel. I think we can get in this way as well. That's why I wanted to keep them adjacent to each other. Okay. Then it says we can open or close the door here for 10. We're going to read the same entry. So this one just costs less, it looks like. If there are no enemies in range, you may spend 2 times number of players. It is some kind of game. Okay, so this is a new tile. Now, what's interesting about this is it's nighttime, and these walls block this off. So, and this says it goes in A3. So it's going to go right here. And I don't know how well you can see all of that. Hopefully well. Let's angle this right there. You can see the chandelier hanging down and the rope right there. We can see all around us. And then we're going to have to go read this entry of I believe it said 173. Yes. So let me get that out and read it to you. The gate is open. What hides inside? Do you see the moon icon at the center? It means that the whole tile, all 4 spaces, is night. If the icon were smaller and between spaces, it would mean only those 2 spaces are night. If it were even smaller and only in one space, only that space would be night. There are similar symbols and icons that work the same way. But then something happens. Before you manage to take a step, something emerges from the forest. Yeah, I had a feeling. Resolve entry 257. Okay, it says reveal tile Y. Let's take a look at tile Y. Now, there's going to be major spoilers, so remember that. Here's tile Y. We're going to take a look at that and see what that is. I have no clue. So, okay, so something wicked this way comes. Here is the something wicked. That says use human shapeshifter, so I'm going to need to get that out. It requires assault 6 by 2 people. That's 12. Wow, that's a lot. Relocate this enemy to any space. So it doesn't even kill him, it just moves him back. Wow, that's rough. And now we're going to have to start using these turn effect cards at the end of the turn. It's not good. We'll put that right here for now and continue reading. I got to get a miniature out though. Hold on. Materializing from the woods is this creature here, carrying a lantern and shape-shifting and morphing as he goes along with eyes on his hat and a tattered cloak on his back. This is the guy that's chasing us, that's been after us for a while now. He's followed us through the forest, and he has appeared right here on the edge of the woods. That is not good. Not good at all. So where were we? We were at, I believe, 260 or 257, right? Yeah, okay. So there's an enemy slot, by the way. We're just not using it for that. We're using this right now for the enemy slot. There is places for enemies. But it says, again, reveal the tile Y and spawn one human shapeshifter. That's that guy right there. It means place one miniature in the space with the spawn mark. There's only one space currently on the Dreamscape, so this is easy. There is no flavor text this time. Treat this script as an active pause, a possibility to learn more about your enemy. Tile Y is an entity tile. Place it on the entity slot. Well, we're not doing that. We're just placing it where we can use it. Now, there are slots for these things. It's pretty cool, but that's not what we're going to do. We're just going to have him right here with us so we can keep track of it. Okay. Something wicked has a movement value of 4, and we know that because it says so right there. Okay. That's a lot of movement, guys. It is important when you resolve the movement step, a yellow die icon on the current turn card, and roll the entity movement die. If the result is movement, entity moves one space ignoring its movement value. It's if it's just an arrow. In this case, by 4 spaces. Okay, so if you roll the maximum, it goes 4 spaces. Anyway, we're going to move him, and I'll show you how that works as we do it. If the result is, yeah, it moves by its move value, yeah. Entities always move toward the nearest dreamer unless stated otherwise. If there are several dreamers in the same range, you may decide which one is targeted by the entity. You may use this to save your wounded companions from a certain death, lure the entity into some space, or perform other tricks. What happens if there is no valid route towards any dreamer, or if the entity is already in a space with the dreamer? It simply won't move. Below, there are entity interactions. There's only one this time, and it is the assault action. It seems you won't practice too much contact today. If you spend a total of 6 wrath, multiplied by the number of dreamers, you activate the assault effect. In this case, you relocate the entity back to the starting space, or to a spawn space. But relocating to any spawn space won't help you much at the moment, because we've seen that there is currently only one space in the Dreamscape. So each time you perform the assault interaction, you teleport the enemy back to its space. There is more. Go to 248. Okay, well, this is a huge deal for us right here. I think there's a lot of story time, right? Below interactions, there are 3 entity effects. Yep. As you can see, they correspond with the steps. We're going to take a look at that. Just while I'm reading, I'll have this in front of you so you can see it. We're talking about this section right here. Let me find what I was reading here. Uh-oh, lost my place. There we go. When the dreamer finishes their actions in each turn of the Dreamscape place takes effect, resolve the current turn card. Resolving all steps from the current turn card in order. Steps trigger some of the entity's effects, i.e. the first turn may be movement, special effect, morphing effect, and the second one might be its basic effect. So you can see those here. This is the morphing effect. That's the blue one. And there's a basic effect, and then there's the special effect right here. And you can see which ones they are, and those are the symbols around them. You notice they are tied to our stats, right? Same type of stats. Yeah, there's a lot to read here. Wow, guys. Let's see. We got that movement. Okay, basic effect again. Movement each turn is different from the other. Okay. The entity has an empty morphing slot. That's this top slot right here, as it would make it too powerful otherwise. Later, if a specific entity doesn't have some of the effects, treat them as if they do nothing when they should be resolved. The basic effect is something that's performed most often, and is generally an effect that harms nearby dreamers. In this case, where did I left off? Yeah, the basic effect is something that's performed most often. Yeah, generally harmed the dreamers. In this case, if any dreamer is in range 1 in the same or adjacent space, when resolving the basic effect of this entity, this dreamer suffers 1 stress. If you don't remember how stress works, consult the rule book, and we know how stress works. Okay, I told you about that. I told you that a million times. You get 8 of them, you die. The special effect of this entity has an even greater range of 2. Remember that it may be counted in any direction, but not diagonally. A space connected diagonally is in range 2. 1 space vertically, 1 horizontally. The special effect seals 2 cards. Each affected dreamer has to move the top 2 cards from their influence deck to the sealed pile. God, that's really bad, which is worse than discard. Cards from the discard go back to your deck rather quickly when you reshuffle, but cards from the sealed pile do not. They don't go back until the game allows you to take them back, unseal, so they are temporarily unavailable to you. It's not a pleasant effect, but you have to cope with it, as it's one of the most common effects in this game. Both stress and sealed cards define how tired, discouraged, and wounded the dreamer is. Look at the turn card and check what the entity will do when you end your dreamer's phase. If it doesn't look so good, keep a safe distance or attack to repel the monster for a moment. If you have only opened the door and revealed 2 tiles, and so many things have changed, and that's not all, because you might have overlooked something. See page 251, or entry 251. So, okay, so that's the monster. We're still going to continue with entry 251. They're really setting us up so we can understand what the heck is going on here, right? 251. Did you notice the gate is open? You unearthed a new space with 2 new map actions. Difficult choices await you now, right? To enter and check if there's something that can help you or go back, see around the wall and check new spaces outside the grotto. But what about the danger from behind you? Well, that's where the danger is coming from for us, right? It's still early in the game, so your options will be presented here as little divagation. Run into the grotto and perform the actions at the end of it. Close the door. It looks quite sturdy and should save you from the beast, but will you make it? Actions is really expensive. 10, cost 10. Designers have to be mad, right? If you have 2 or 3 turns, you would manage to do this, but the creature would also be inside. Shutting yourself with it isn't the brightest idea. There's a similar action on the outside. So we're talking about the actions here for 1 and here for 10, like I think I addressed when I pulled out the tile. It's almost nothing, but if you close the door from the outside, how would you get inside? Maybe through the secret tunnel. The situation is exaggerated and stupid and obvious, you might think. Maybe you're right. But don't you think that the first dream shouldn't be too complicated? Maybe there are other options, but do what you want. The door won't close by itself. All right, so that's our current status. We are here. We both, luckily we have some cards left, because I think we're going to have to do something. And we do have a card or 2 left for both of these guys. We're going to have to take some actions. We may even have to use some hours. I think I need to get her over here and get this closed somehow, and I think we can do it. I also think we have to get him in here, and I do think he has some ability to do that. I'm not sure. We'll have to check. Well, here's his 2 cards, actually, or here's her 2 cards, rather. So we have these 2. Actually, I'm missing one of her cards. Hold on just a sec. Never mind. Needed to be discarded. We already used it. But anyway, we got these 2 cards. This will allow her to move, but it's going to be kind of wasted. And there's a secret right there, secret tunnel we could go through, but I want to be able to do this. Well, we have the ability, we can actually pull this off, but both of these cards are going to go in the discard pile if we do. And I don't want to close the door yet. We need to get our specialist inside first. So let's look at his cards. Can he do anything to move? He can't, so we'll have to spend another hour. These are his cards. He has these 2, right? So we'll have to spend another hour to get him inside. I think we're going to do that. Okay, so we're going to spend another hour here. I know this is really bad. We're probably going to need these later, but it is what it is. The specialist is going to hustle his way inside the door here. Now again, he can't do anything yet there. He just moved into the door. That's all he gets to do. There's something there, but we're not going to deal with it this turn. He hasn't spent any cards. He just moved. Now we're going back to our free spirit. We're going to burn this, which is sad. We're going to burn this to move into here. Try to keep these cards. Boom. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Wait a second. Didn't we burn that to get to where we're at? We don't have this card. That's bad. We don't have that card. I can't do that. Well, maybe it's okay, because I don't think he's going to be able to get to, well, maybe. I don't know. He might be able to get to her in 1 turn. And, oh, God, I think we're going to end up getting hurt here, guys. This is going to be bad news. Because I'm looking at this card. This card's rough. Okay, look, we're going to roll to move, and we're going to take this. We're going to do the special effect and discard this card. So that is bad. The special effect is really rough. That's the one that we don't like the most. It says each dreamer in range 2 seals 2 cards. Well, if he's here, he wouldn't do it, but she would, and that kind of sucks. But I don't see how we move her otherwise. I don't think we can. I don't want to burn another hour. She is at least one away. We can get over there and... Oh, man. This is really rough, guys. Well, they're both 2 away. I can actually have him... No, why would I do that? I don't know. We're going to have to see. But anyway, I think we're going to have to end our turn there, guys. I don't think we have much of an option. There's really not much we can do to affect the outcome of this scenario. I mean, even if he moves here, he'll be out of range, but even if the dreamer, the free spirit's here, still be within range. So why spend another hour doing that? I think that's what we're going to have to do. Okay, so we're going to end our turn. Okay, so unlike last time when we just discard the card, now we have to do what the current turn step says to do. And that means we're going to roll for the entity that has entered the board and is chasing us, and then we're going to do the special effect. So the first thing we have to do is make a roll. Okay, that's good. It's only going to move 1, so that's not the worst thing that can happen. So let's go take care of that. Now the entity moves toward the closest dreamer. They're both the same distance away. 1, well, actually 1, 2, 1, 2. So we're going to say he moves up here toward the free spirit. Now, we're making a sacrifice here because the free spirit is going to end up sealing 2 cards, but there's some upside for her on this. So here we are with the remainder of the turn card. You see that the next thing we're going to do is take the special effect. The special effect is each dreamer in range 2 seals 2 cards. Well, we got the specialist now at range 3, so this does not affect the specialist, but it does affect our free spirit. The good news is that we have this. Whenever you seal any cards, you may place 1 spirit token on your dreamer board for each sealed card. So at least there's some upside to this, but we're going to take the 2 cards off the top of her deck without looking at them, and these are now sealed. Okay, that's not great. So she only has 1 card in hand. We just sealed 2 cards. Then this turn card is complete. We get to take 2 of her spirit tokens and put them on our board. These are now available for use. Now those are going to be used from specific abilities that she has, so we'll take care of that when she gets to do that, but we don't have any right now that we can use with her. That marks the end of the turn. The entity has moved and taken its action. Now it goes back to us. We're going to draw back up 4 cards if we can, and we can for both characters. I'm going to put these sealed cards sideways at the bottom right here just to remind myself they're sealed, and I mean those ones right there, so that we don't end up putting them back in our hand. And we're going to draw 4 more cards for the free spirit. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to give her 5 cards to take some actions. Let's see what she's got. Another effort. A slap. We know what that one does. That one's pretty good, actually. So many possibilities. And okay, we can do some stuff with this. This is good. And then the specialist is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to put him at a total of 6 cards because he still has the 2 here, the pocket ladder and the gun. So in this, he's got so many possibilities. And optimization was this: discard this card when resolving the delta phase. Don't know what that means. To choose 2 options instead of 1. Well, we're not doing that right now. This is a progress card. We can place this card for 6, 6 awareness and 1 wrath. That must be a really powerful card later on. Inner light. So we have this inner light card. That's his card. Yeah. Place 1 light. Yeah, we've seen that one before. And 1 with shadows. We also can do this when you suffer stress from an entity effect. Roll the luck die on a 1, 2, or 3. Prevent a number equal to your card on the top and the discard pile of that many stress. So we could do that. That's pretty good. But I think we're going to get away from that this turn. Let's take our next set of turns for the characters. I think we're going to go with. We're going to keep the first turn marker with the free spirit. I said it really doesn't matter, but I think it's going to be important that we do that. And let's go back with her cards and see what we can do with her to get her out of this scenario. Okay, this is pretty bad for us. We have a couple things we can do here. I want to keep one green one, so I think we can keep this slap for that. So we need that right there to close the door. We need one for, we're going to need a total of 3 of these. So we got this one and probably this one. I don't know, maybe this effort. Well, anyway, we do have what we need to do here. So for her first action, I might as well get the, well, yeah, let's get the specialist deck in and take our alternating turns instead of take a bunch of her turns for her and then go to the specialist. So I have his deck over here with me too, but let's take her first, the first of her actions. The first of her actions is going to be to spend one of these, so that's going to get discarded, to move here. Then I want to, we'll take one of the, let's see, what do we got with him? We need 1 yellow. Okay, we'll take, and we're going to need two more yellow and 2 green. We're going to need 2 yellow right now. So what do we got? We don't have it. Oh, we do. We have this one. Okay, we're going to spend that one, and we're going to do this, it says some leverage. If we spend 2 of these on that, there's this item right here. Let me zoom in for you so you can see it. Cost 2, it says some leverage, and we're going to go to entry 30. So we're going to spend that right there, and that will go into his discard pile. And then we will take action 030. Let's take a look at that and see what it says. Hopefully we gain some leverage. Hopefully it's something good that doesn't hurt the our other character. I don't know. I'm trying to take a chance here. Don't know if this is the right direction to do this in. Okay, we pull the lever. A crash can be heard from outside. Reveal card C. A trap. It's a trap. That's bad, I'm sure. If you have done it before and the trap is already revealed, read the section from if the trap card is revealed. Well, it's not. So you're looking at an overlay card. So let's get this card C out. Now we have some cards here, right here, and we're going to get card C out right here. Okay, card C is this one right here. It is an overlay card, so let's back out. So this card is an overlay. You can see it says it's on A2, but it's not the whole card here. So you can see the action we have here, the alter that we did there. You can see the starting space there, and this here has the exact same stuff on it, but this then has a wall between. Oh, that's clever. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to remove this stuff for just a moment. And we're going to place this card. It looks like it goes right there. Yeah. We're going to replace this back, and put him back. So now there's a wall between us there. So the trap was great. That worked out really well. So let's continue on reading the section, the 30 entry that we have here. Okay. You are looking at an overlay card. It acts as a missing, additional, or changed piece on the dreamscape. You have to place this card on the dreamscape immediately. How? Look closely, and it will match it with the grid in the code. We've done that already. It's written on the overlay card and the dreamscape card, e.g. A1, B2, etc. Remember to match it precisely, even if this means placing it askew or at a strange angle. Place all miniatures and tokens which would be otherwise covered by the overlay on top of it. Done. It should fit quite right. The card may look strange at first, but it really has to be placed at this angle. Well, it's placed perfectly fine. What has changed? Well, there's a new wall that closes 2 spaces. There certainly is. That is really awesome because now we have a wall between us and the entity. You'll discover it soon, probably. Well, we have discovered it. Boom. So there we have it. That's what we did. So we did this. We triggered that, and it took that thing and closed it off. So now we have a wall between us and the entity, but there is another entity spot there, so we have to be careful. Okay. I guess if it had gotten in here with us, we could have knocked it back here if we had to fight it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure if there's an entity spot on this trap tile that there's something bad that can happen there. I'm positive. All right, that was his turn. So he pulled the lever, activated the trap, which put this wall up right here. And it says trap on the board in big bold letters. Pretty cool. That was really an awesome mechanic. Wow. Okay, next up, we are going to go back to her, and we need 1 awareness to trigger this. It says open or close the door. S entry in the Book of Secrets 83. So I think we will, I'm going to hold on to that one. This one's less appropriate for us. We're going to use the slap. We're going to use that one right there. And we're going to attempt to close the door. Okay, so that's entry 83. Entry 83. You may close the door. Place a block token on the door slot. Closed doors are treated as a solid wall in this dream. If you closed the door, neither entity nor dreamer may move through this wall. You don't have to remember this is a new rule for the whole game. It's an example of a special rule which applies only in this dream. Treat it as an additional special rule of this dream. And if you want to, you may open the door if it was closed. Discard the token. You may open and close the door at any time you want, but you have to pay for the action cost each time. Okay, so we closed it. We took the action to close it. So I need another block token. Let's get one of those out here, and we're going to put this right here in the open doorway. Now the door, that's right there, by the way. See the open door right there? It is now a closed door, and our specialist is inside. That is fantastic. Good job from the Free Spirit. Okay, we're going to go back to let's see, he's only done one thing, so we're going to go back to him now. We're going to get some progress and movement on there. Can we move him at all? Yes, we can. Okay, so here's what I want to do with him. We are going to spend that card right there. Let's get this on in camera for you. Okay, we're going to use the cunning to move, because we can do that, remember? Just to give you an example. It's right there. And he is going to make one move to here. That's all he's going to do. That's going to spend this card. That's it. Now, that was the action for our specialist. You can see how critical it is that we really worry about when we're taking our actions, right? Because these things have some synergy. I think the next thing she's going to do, and I hope this pays off, but you can see here that there is a secret passage. It says, enter the secret tunnel. Sorry, a secret tunnel for one cunning. So we're going to take this card, this shining card. We're going to use it for this cunning here, and she's going to spend that to go to entry 179. As you can see, we got a lot of activity happening here. This is really cool. We're trying to get away from this entity and get into this space. I hope we have saved ourselves and only got attacked once by it. That would be pretty good. 179. Wow, this secret tunnel, this secret tunnel seems to be a secret tunnel. It appears it wasn't so secret after all. You may relocate your dreamer to any space of the A3 tile. Relocate isn't a standard move, but something similar to teleportation. Go on, ignore the walls, place your dreamer in any space and the interiors. Okay, so I think we're just going to place her with him. She comes crawling out of some hole. He goes, oh my God, surprise, shock, awe, all that good stuff. He's there with her now. And then we're going to go back to him. He's going to take probably the final action, perhaps in the final turn of this episode. So let's go back to this tile. Now we have an action here. I want you to see it, so I'll move them off the board for a moment. It says, if there is no entity in range 1, you may take this action. So we both need to be there. This is good. So we're going to need to spend 2 awareness. Two awareness. It says, it is some kind of, is this some kind of game? Is it some kind of game? And there's an entry there of 326. We each have to spend 2 awareness. So we'll start by having him play. He might do both of them because she took a hit on cards. So he's going to play this to put a progress token here of 2, and it's 2 per player, right? So, and then he's going to take another action. She'll wait, pause, and he'll take another action to play. Ooh, that's the optimization one. That's good. I can place the pocket ladder. I want to hold on to the pocket ladder. Discard this card, resolving. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what this bottom part means. So we're going to use that to do that and place and complete this section right here. So he is wondering if this is just a game. By the way, that looks like the Etherfields box right there, doesn't it? Sure does. So there's a big giant game box there of the game. Interesting. And it says go to entry 326. So we succeeded at that. We only have a couple cards each now. We definitely spent some cards this turn. I feel like I don't feel like we wasted time, but I do feel like we're going through our cards too fast. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. 326, that is the right entry. Yes, okay. Just to make sure, did you meet the conditions stated above the action? There can't be any entity in range 1. Yes, he's way far away right now. From the space with this action to use it. Not that we suspect something, we may just want to make sure. So yes, we got him pretty far away. He is quite a ways away. Remember that you can't measure range through a wall, and if everything is all right, let's continue. Well, it is all right. Let's continue. We feel like small children when looking at this table. We can barely see the tabletop, and there is a pencil the size of an arm lying on a pile of crumbling papers. Behind the pile, we spot something that is probably a game. What else could it be with all those dice, notes, and tables? It must be old, as it's covered with a sticky and fluffy blanket of cobwebs and dust. Are we starting a game right now? Something was chasing us. We were running. No, we were here, playing for a long time. Sitting in a cozy room, slightly bent over the table. The game is so immersive we have almost forgotten it was just a game. We look at the box again. Release date, 1937. Many wires and cogs stick out of the cardboard covering. More writing. Let's have a look. This is not an ordinary game, but a mental device that tells a story about the players who play the game. They need to find something they lost long ago. What's all this? A game about players playing the game? A device? Nonsense. It's just an old simple game. Although, reveal tile V. Ooh, we've got another tile to come out. Here is tile V. It says it's going to go on B3, so we're going to have to move some things out of the way. And let's take a look at this tile. So you can see this tile also is steeped in night. There's the corner of the game. You'll see it when I lay it on the table. It's pretty cool. This is the table, it looks like. I don't know what all this stuff is. The boards and stuff? I don't know. Anyway, it looks like we can get up to the table. It says for 4 total wrath, we can pry open loose boards. For 6 total awareness, we can see what's behind the curtain. And for 1 awareness, we can check this lift. There's like a lift or something there, like some kind of elevator. Okay. Yeah, oh, I see. I get it now. That's a big door. It's just massive. Okay. So we're going to place this right here. As you can see, we have revealed that the game box is there. I don't know how well you can see it. We're going to zoom in. Take a look. Here we go. I think you can see that pretty clearly. So there is our new tile. Let's continue reading now that we have put in tile Z. And this is a huge, lots of stuff to, or tile V rather. This is a lot to read. You'll be fine on your own from now, right? By the way, probably some of you have already reshuffled your discard pile a few times. We have not. So maybe I'm doing okay. Did you remember to receive a penalty for this? If not, remember the reshuffle rule in the manual. So the reshuffle rule is what I told you. When we reshuffle, we gain a stress, which is damage. But we haven't had to do that yet. Maybe we've been doing better than I think. I don't know. But we do have some big discard piles. So let's go take care of that, because I think that's where we're going to. I don't really want to spend. I could spend some movement. Looks like we're in a good, safe place for the moment. I don't see any point in going up here. So I could take her 1 here, which wouldn't be such a bad thing, and move her down 1 so we can start to work on this. Let's do that. She'll move here for 1. That leaves her with 1 card left, and she could actually do the first. No, wrong. This is green. So I think she'll hold on to that card. Let's see, does he want to do anything? No, he's going to stay put right where he's at. I'm not going to use any more hours to move. That's just a bad thing. So she's going to have 1 card, and he's going to have 2. So let's go back around to the table. We're going to end our turn there and take our actions. Well, the end of turn actions, rather. Okay, the next thing we do is we're going to take our turn card. We've been doing pretty good. We're only down, what, 3 turns? Wow. I think maybe we've been doing okay. I'm not 100% sure yet. It seems like we've made some advancements, though, in quite a few turns, but I did use a couple hours, and I don't know how good that is. I think we're actually right there. I used 2. Yeah. Okay, so current turn effect would be basic effect. I don't think he's going to do anything. Where'd he go? I got to find his card and look at it. I don't think he's going to do anything this turn. Hold on. So for his basic effect, each dreamer in range 1 was, but we're blocked. I don't think he's going to do anything. Then morphing is nothing. And then he'd roll movement, but he can't get to any of us. So it's said in the rules that when they can't do that, they're not going to move. So that is going to mark the end of the turn right there. Now we're going to take a look at our characters. So you know she's got 2 sealed cards. I thought she had 3. No, he's got 1 sealed card. So we got 1 card in our hand, so we're going to draw 4 more. Up to 4 more. We have exactly 4, so we're not going to have to reshuffle yet. We have another effort, one with the shadows, so many possibilities, and an optimization. That's interesting. They have a lot of cards that overlap. I thought they were, well, there's like a sets of unique cards. And now we have 2 cards for the specialist, but he's still going to draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to be left with 2 cards. We got hesitation. We've seen that one before. Hurry, hurry. We've seen that one before. Another hurry, hurry, and steam bomb. Ooh, for 4 cunning, we can get this into play. It says discard this card to gain 5 wrath. Add 3 for each charge on this card. And we had another card that would give us charges. Discard this card to stun an entity within range 2. Man, we got to get that into play. That is very valuable. We might be, since the entity can't get to us, we might take a moment to try and figure that out and get that into play. Anyway, guys, so we got our cards set up for the next round. That's going to be the end of this episode. And here is the current setup on our map. We got the entity here, this crazy looking morphing hideous creature that's trying to chase us. We've managed to lock him out of the place that we're in. We've shut the door behind us, and we're in this very elaborate room that has a copy of the Etherfields board game in it that says it's from the 1930s, and we're at this table. It's very dark in here. It's nighttime. So we're going to have to see what continues to happen with our free spirit and our specialist. We've got to get out of this dream somehow. We're stuck in this dream, and we need to get out, right? So we're going to continue to play on, but at this moment we're going to stop. We actually got quite a bit of progress this time around, and we're going to have to see. I think we're probably going to try and get to this lift very quickly. Maybe we'll do this. We'll try and get this one done. I think we can get it done this turn, and then we'll move her down here, maybe him over to the lift, and see if we can get those things running. Or maybe we'll move her to the lift since she has more movement capability, I think. I'm not sure. It seems like she does. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying this playthrough session of Etherfields. I know I certainly am. Take care. And don't forget that this Sunday, this is the Sunday, the day after Thanksgiving. This is Black Friday. I'm going to be doing a live session where I'm going to talk about the relaunch of my channel. I'm going to give away some games live right there on the channel. So I hope you show up, and I hope you get some games from me, because I would love to give them away. My wife wants them off the shelf. Anyway, I will be giving away quite a few games. We'll talk about those when I go live during that session. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please like, share, and subscribe. To be a participant in any of my giveaways, I do ask that you are a subscriber. So please get that done if you want to participate in the giveaways on Sunday and want to join me there. I'm not going to give away all of the games live. I want all of my subscribers to have a chance, but I am going to give away a couple of them live on air when I'm talking to everybody. So take care, and I will see you in the next episode.